God. We talked about applying that thing. Y'all remember what the ABCs were? Okay. We said the ABCs of Christ were Christ-like actions, Christ-like behaviors, and Christ-like choices. Making up stuff. I'm just saying. Christ-like choices. When you start, so when the opportunity for God to get the glory out of your life, when do you exercise Christ-like actions, Christ-like behaviors, and Christ-like choices? Do you choose to cut somebody out? Or do you behave like Jesus would have behaved? Do you cut people off, or do you show mercy? The ABCs. When you and here's the beautiful thing: when you start functioning in the ABCs of Christ, that's when you're starting to take your dominion back. That's when you have when you do the ABCs of Christ, you are taking control of the situation. You are now acting. You're not reactionary, but you're acting, because a lot of stimulus in the world will cause you to respond and react to it. This goes bad, so I'm going to do this. That's not dominion. Dominion is saying, this is the principle that I believe in. So even though my money is, I'm going to use this because this is the one everybody gets mad at. Even though my money is tight this week because a bill came up, or I got a flat tire that I wasn't expecting, I wasn't prepared for, I still tithe. Because that's what God says, and I'm going to believe that somewhere along the way God is going to do something, whatever He got to do, help me manage the situation, so that my money will make it, that my money will stretch, that it will be more than enough. Christ-like. I really like this dude. Just talking. I really like this dude. I had to check myself. Can I see that? I can't see that. I gotta move this way. Yes, it is. I really like a female. I say I really like this dude, but I'm afraid that I might lose him, and he's pressuring me to do some things that does not resemble a Christ-like action, a Christ-like behavior. So do I yield to him with hopes of keeping him, or do I trust the ABCs of Christ, that if I operate and function in the ABCs of Christ, that God will show up and I'll be able to keep this man? And if not, will God bring something better along? That's just an example. I ain't messing with nobody. It's just an example. But it's across the board. Are you willing to cheat? Are you at work? Are you willing to steal and scheme and connive? Are you willing to lie for promotion on the job? Or are you willing to stand on your integrity and let the chips fall where they may? Are you ABCs? But that's how you know you're taking your dominion back. And I always say, if things don't go the way you think they should go because you did it God's way, then that's okay. That's fine, because then you have a justifiable right to expect God to continue to do what He's supposed to. God, you said the steps of the righteous are ordered by the Lord. God, if you're ordering my steps, if you told me to walk in integrity, then I ain't worried about my bills. I ain't worried about no boyfriend. I ain't worried about no girlfriend. I ain't worried about my children. I ain't worried about no sickness. I ain't worried about no disease. I'm not worried about my rent. I'm not worried about my house, because I'm doing everything you told me to do. I'm not creeping. I'm not playing the lottery. I'm not going to Atlantic City. I'm not selling no drugs. I'm doing it your way. So somehow, some way, you got a ram in the bush somewhere. And I'm just going to sit back and wait for the ram in the bush. And He'll do it. Sometimes the ram in the bush show up, you don't even recognize it. It just kind of like it just smoothly works through the process. Next thing you know, money getting back right and everything. And you be like, I don't know what happened, but somehow there was more than enough. You think about the disciples. They knew what they started with. 2 fish, 5 loaves. Right. But by the end of serving the multitude, they had gathered up more than they started with. And I'm pretty sure one of them was like, I don't know how it happened, but we got like all this leftover food and we didn't start with this. God is smooth like that. Somehow, some way, God works it out, and it's more than enough. ABC.